As you might be aware, we did have a launch event scheduled for the 24th of March, which was due to be conducted on the University of Adelaide's main campus. Unfortunately, due to the current advice from health departments and the Government of Australia, that event was unable to go ahead. So we have put together this short presentation in order to give you a little bit of an overview about STEM Academy and some of the things that you can access as part of the program. My name is Carlia Green and I am the Program Coordinator for STEM Academy. So I'll be taking you through some of the things that make up the STEM Academy program, and I'll also be giving you some details at the end of this short presentation if you'd like to contact me to ask any follow-up questions you might have at the conclusion. Before I do go on, I would like to acknowledge the Kaurna people as the original custodians of the Adelaide Plains and the land on which the campuses of the University of Adelaide at North Terrace, Wake and Roseworthy are built. Some of the things I'm going to cover in this presentation include some of the eligibility to be a member of STEM Academy, and I'm also going to take you through some of the ins and outs of the program, particularly in relation to the early conditional offers that are just one part of the STEM Academy program. Now, one of the things that we're really proud of at the University of Adelaide is that we have been awarded South Australia's #1 in STEM. So we're SA's highest ranked university across engineering, science, mathematics and computer science. And this is according to the QS World Rankings, as you can see down the bottom of the screen there. Now, this is one of the reasons that we've chosen to offer the STEM Academy. As someone who, as being the #1 in South Australia for STEM, we feel that we have a responsibility to connect with students who are interested in STEM careers and share some of the knowledge that we've been able to amass over our time as the University of Adelaide. So this is one of the reasons that we're able to bring you this very exciting program, and we're really keen to work with you on some of the things that we can offer in the STEM space at the University of Adelaide. In terms of the STEM Academy program, you might be wondering, what is STEM Academy? So broadly, the University of Adelaide STEM Academy is an outreach program for students in years 8 to 12 who are passionate about science, technology, engineering and mathematics. Now, some of you might be listening to this who are in year 12, and one of the really exciting offerings in STEM Academy is a stream specifically for year 12. So I'll go into quite a bit of detail about what the year 12 stream can offer for you later on in this presentation. For those of you who might be in those younger year levels, either in years 8 to 11 or even potentially younger than that, there is a second stream of STEM Academy, which is the school stream, which is designed for students in years 8 to 11. Now, the way that you actually get involved in STEM Academy through years 8 to 11 is through your school. So if you are interested in hearing about some of the resources that I've spoken or I will speak about today, please have a chat with your teachers, particularly your science and maths teachers, and see if they know about STEM Academy, if they're a STEM Academy school, and hopefully you too can access some of the resources that are specifically designed for in-school engagement. So as you can see there, the STEM Academy is delivered in schools and on campus. Now, obviously, due to recent global events, we are working quite quickly on getting some online resources available as well. So the STEM Academy will have a number of online offerings which are still in development, so we'll keep you updated about those as we go through. The STEM Academy aims to encourage students to study STEM through a range of interactive workshops, activities and events. Students will develop an understanding of the relationship between high school STEM subjects, university degrees, and how to turn their passion for STEM into a career. So in terms of why you should join, so this information here is specifically for the Year 12 stream of STEM Academy. So as a STEM Academy member in the Year 12 stream, you can benefit from an early conditional offer into a select STEM degree at the University of Adelaide. I will go into quite a bit of detail about what these offers look like as we go through, but it's important to note that this isn't the only aspect of STEM Academy. STEM Academy is really about trying to connect students who are interested in STEM careers to the University of Adelaide to make sure that we can offer you a whole stack of resources and exciting things. And we're really pleased to offer these early conditionals as one of those things. Beyond that, you'll also get invitations to exclusive events and activities. Now, we had hoped to bring you quite a bit of detailed information about these events and activities as part of this presentation. Obviously, due to the global pandemic that we're experiencing at the moment, a number of these things have had to be put on hold or postponed to a later date. We are working, as I said, very, very quickly on trying to bring you guys some really exciting resources through some online platforms. So the best way to keep connected in terms of those types of things is to make sure that you're registered as a Year 12 participant for STEM Academy, and all of that stuff will be sent directly to you. So hoping to bring you guys a bit more information about what that's going to look like very, very soon. We'll also be offering networking opportunities with industry representatives and current University of Adelaide students and graduates. So we're very, very shortly about to announce an online platform that will run with some of the dedicated STEM communicators that we have working as part of the program. So these are current University of Adelaide students who have already kind of established themselves in STEM in a way, and they are really keen to be involved in this platform and have a chat with you guys about their journey and about why they studied STEM and the pathway that they've taken through university in their career so far. So that is one of the things that we'll be able to offer online quite soon, but obviously rolling through, hopefully in the next couple of months, we'll also be able to organise some on-campus events and things as well. Similarly, we will be trying to give you avenues to meet other like-minded peers who have a passion for STEM, and you'll also receive ongoing support from university staff on admissions and degree selection advice. So that will be from staff like myself who work in the recruitment space and can talk across a number of different STEM programs at the University of Adelaide. Will also be from my colleagues who work in the Faculty of Sciences and the Faculty of Engineering, Computer and Mathematical Sciences, and also support from admissions staff, information from current students and student ambassadors, and kind of any other number of staff that we can get you guys access to, including, of course, academic staff and people who are learning and teaching in that particular space at the University of Adelaide. Okay, so with that, I'd like to take quite an amount of time here to discuss the early conditional offers, because this is looking really different than some of the things that people might have seen before, and we want to make really clear what type of opportunities are available through this. Now, again, before I go into the early conditional offers, I really want to stress that this is just one component to STEM Academy. So it isn't just a case of sign up, get an early offer into university. There's a whole stack of things that we're really hoping to offer for you guys and connect. We're really pleased to be able to bring you this offer, this early conditional offer program as part of STEM Academy as well. But it's not the only component to the program. And like I said, as we kind of feel our way through the next couple of months, we'll be able to offer you guys a lot more information on what those other elements can look like and can be offered for you. So in terms of the early conditional offers, we want to make it clear that it's essentially broken down into 3 different tiers. So I'm going to go through each tier. So for tier 1, students who've completed 1 or more SACE Stage 2 science subject or IB equivalent will be eligible for an early conditional offer into one of the following degrees. So I'll go through and list these. We've got the Bachelor of Agricultural Sciences, the Bachelor of Architectural Design, the Bachelor of Food and Nutrition Science, the Bachelor of Information Technology, which is actually new to the University of Adelaide in 2020, the Bachelor of Science, as well as the Bachelor of Science with specialisations in animal behaviour, animal science, biomedical science, marine biology, mineral geoscience, and wildlife conservation biology. Further to that, we will also be able to offer places into the Bachelor of Veterinary Technology, which again is a new program for the University of Adelaide, and the Bachelor of Viticulture and Oenology. For those of you who might not be familiar with these terms, this is the study of winemaking and wine chemistry, and this is taught primarily at our Wake campus, for those of you who are familiar with that. Now, as we go through, I do want to point out for you the key that you can see in the bottom right of your screen. So do be aware that there will be a number of conditions. It is an early conditional offer, and I will go through those conditions in quite some detail before we finish up the presentation. But I do want to make a note of that. You can see there that there's a key for you in case you're looking at these and you see that, you can know what those other requirements are. So you can see particularly on this slide, the Bachelor of Science in Biomedical Science and the Bachelor of Science in Mineral Geoscience requires additional prerequisites be met. So you can find all of that information on Degree Finder. Each of the programs that we're going to discuss tonight are really, really different in the types of requirements that they'll have and the types of prerequisite subjects and minimum eligibility scores that they'll need for you to be able to redeem your place in the program. So our Degree Finder is absolutely the best way to find out that type of information, or you're also free to contact us through the details that I'll give you at the conclusion of the presentation if you want to get a bit of a better idea about what that looks like. So on to Tier 2, students who have completed SACE Stage 2 mathematical methods or the IB equivalent are eligible for an early conditional offer into one of the following degrees. So this is the Bachelor of Applied Data Analytics, also a new one for the University of Adelaide, the Bachelor of Computer Science, the Bachelor of Engineering in Engineering Pathway. I will go into this in a little bit more detail in a moment. The Bachelor of Mathematical and Computer Sciences, the Bachelor of Science with a specialisation in Biotechnology, as well as our two new Bachelor of Technology degrees. So this is in Construction and in Defence Industries. This makes up the technology or part of the technology section of the T for Technology and STEM Academy. Now, students who've completed SACE Stage 2 mathematical methods are also eligible to access all of the degrees listed in Tier 1. So that's kind of how the system goes. Essentially, what will happen is you'll be eligible for a tier, and you might be eligible for more than one tier, entirely based on what subjects it is that you complete through your Year 12 or through your final year IB studies. Again, you can see that there's a couple of extra requirements here. So for the Bachelor of Science in Biotechnology, you must meet a chemistry prerequisite to be able to redeem a place in that program. And with the Bachelor of Technology in Construction, there is a physics prerequisite that is a part of admission into that degree. On into Tier 3, students who've completed both SACE Stage 2 mathematical methods and SACE Stage 2 specialist mathematics, or the IB equivalent, are eligible for an early offer into one of the following degrees. So you have the Bachelor of Engineering in Flexible Entry. You've also got engineering degrees across architectural and structural engineering, chemical engineering, civil engineering, electrical and electronic engineering, environmental engineering, mechanical, mining, petroleum with or without a major, and software engineering. In addition to this, there's also the Bachelor of Mathematical Sciences is part of the Tier 3 programs as well. Now, similarly to Tier 2, all of the degrees previously listed in Tier 1 and Tier 2 will be applicable for students who meet the Tier 3 requirements. So if you have studied SACE Stage 2 math methods and specialist maths, but really your passion is to go into a Bachelor of Science, you can absolutely still be eligible for that tier of degree. Now, you'll notice that there's quite a lot of additional prerequisites that need to be met as part of this degree. So that's why I mentioned the engineering pathway. So I will just flick back to Tier 2 for a moment. So going through this, we have had a couple of questions from people who have asked things like, is there any type of bridging course if I don't meet the eligibility criteria to receive an offer into a Tier 3 degree? Now, given that most of these are engineering degrees, if you would like to gain entry into one of these degrees, but you are missing, for example, specialist maths, or you might be missing one of the additional prerequisites that needs to be met here, such as physics, you would be potentially eligible as long as you complete SACE Stage 2 mathematical methods and meet the minimum eligibility. You could potentially redeem a place in the Bachelor of Engineering in Engineering Pathway. So the entire philosophy of Engineering Pathway is it's designed for those students who might be missing a couple of those prerequisite subjects. So you can certainly go through that degree. And what the engineering team will actually do is that they'll assist you in planning your first year of study to make sure that you meet any type of prerequisites that you might be missing for your chosen engineering degree. And they'll also help you get a start on those subjects for the engineering degree that you want to get into. So they work really hard with those engineering pathway students to make sure that you can make a pretty seamless transition into your chosen engineering field. So if that's something that does apply to you, please get in touch with us and we can discuss it in a little bit more detail, a little bit more specific to your situation. But if you were looking at the Tier 3 degrees thinking, you know, I'd really like to get into one of those engineering degrees, but I don't have specialist maths or I'm missing out on the physics, do know that that program that sits in Tier 2 could be the option for you. Now, there are a couple of degrees that aren't included in the early conditional offer, and there are a number of reasons for this. So, for example, you'll see on the screen the Bachelor of Science in Veterinary Bioscience. So for those of you who are interested in this pathway, you're probably already aware that as a program, this has quite a lot of different entry requirements to get into. It's one of the few at the university where there are some additional things that we look at that aren't just prerequisite subjects and your selection rank to get into that particular degree. So veterinary bioscience in particular does involve an interview and also a questionnaire as part of the admissions process. So for obvious reasons there, we couldn't include that in the early conditional offer program. Now, some of these other degrees, the advanced degrees, for example, have very high requirements in terms of selection rank, so we weren't able to include that in the specific degree. And also all double and combined degrees aren't actually eligible for this program because they move across different areas of the university that aren't necessarily affiliated with STEM Academy. So that does include all double degrees in science and engineering fields. However, we really want to stress that if you are interested in these degrees, you are still absolutely encouraged to be involved in STEM Academy. The information and opportunities that we will offer as part of the program will still be really worthwhile to students interested in pursuing careers in this discipline. And all of that counselling that we talked about and assistance in going through your SATAC application and making sure that you're making the best choice for you, even if the early conditional offer is not the way that you choose to go into admission in the University of Adelaide, will absolutely still help you to set out your application to make sure that you're giving yourself the best chance to get into your chosen degree, and we'll be able to work with you on that. In terms of other eligibility, there's a few important things to notice here when we're talking about early conditional offers. So firstly, students must be registered through the Year 12 stream of STEM Academy to receive an early conditional offer. Even if your school is registered for STEM Academy in the school stream, you still need to personally register. And one of the obvious reasons for that is that we need your details in order to be able to send you an early offer. So please make sure if you aren't currently signed up to STEM Academy and this is something that you're really interested in redeeming and you're also interested in some of the other opportunities that we've discussed and that we're hoping to bring to you very soon, that you make sure you go onto the STEM Academy website and register yourself as a participant of the Year 12 stream of STEM Academy. Importantly, students must apply through SATAC for their chosen degree. So in order to redeem that offer, you will still need to complete a SATAC application, and then we do a bit of work kind of on the other end with SATAC there. Students must complete, say, Stage 2 or IB, so that you have to complete that in 2020 in order to be made an early conditional offer into the 2021 program. So for those of you who are in Year 11 who might be doing Year 12 subjects, unfortunately you won't be able to redeem an early conditional offer, and we'd really encourage you to wait until you are in your final year of school to actually register for this component. Very importantly, in order to redeem your early conditional offer, you need to meet minimum eligibility criteria, which is the selection rank, the minimum selection rank for the program, and the prerequisite subjects. So as it says there, these vary for each degree and they can be found on Degree Finder. So previously, if you were looking in other years, you might not have found a minimum selection rank or minimum eligibility on our Degree Finder. That's something that's been added to the page very, very recently. But you will find the full information about prerequisite subjects there. So when you're looking, it's important, don't look at the guaranteed score because that is a completely different kind of score. What you're looking for is minimum eligibility. So if you meet minimum eligibility for the program and you complete the prerequisite subjects for the degree, and you also make sure that you meet whatever requirements are for the tier that you want to be entered into, we guarantee you a place in your program. Also important to note, your early conditional offer will not specify a specific degree, but it will include the information about the tiers and then provide full instructions on how to redeem it. And it'll include some information about which tier will be eligible to you. Now, the reason that we do this is we understand that going through Year 12 can be a really tumultuous time, and a lot of the students we deal with, in fact, I would say most of the students that we deal with, make changes to their SATAC applications throughout their Year 12, and they might decide at the last minute that they are interested in a different degree than they thought they were interested in at the beginning of their Year 12. So what this does is it means that there's flexibility for you if you change your mind and you would like to actually go into a different program within the different tiers. So what we didn't want is for you guys to have to contact us and say, oh no, actually, sorry, can I please have an offer into this particular program? What we've done there is we've just made it nice and general so that The way that you choose which program you'd like to be considered for in your early conditional offer is that you make it your first preference on SATAC through your SATAC application. Now, it's important to note an early conditional offer is not an official offer of admission. So in South Australia and the Northern Territory, SATAC are the only body that can make official offers of admission. And so therefore you need to complete an application through SATAC and meet the conditions in order to redeem their place. So that includes paying your fees through SATAC, for example. Having said that, if you do all of the right things, we will absolutely hold that place for you in your chosen program. So an example that I gave last night when I was speaking about this program is that if you had, say, a student who, say we had one place left in our Bachelor of Science degree for which the minimum eligibility score is a 65, and we had two students, and we had one student who was a STEM Academy member who had a 66, and we had one student who wasn't a STEM Academy member but they had a 70, we would have to ensure that the STEM Academy student got a place in the program, because by signing up to the program and receiving that early conditional offer, we are guaranteeing you your spot if you meet all of that eligibility and all of those conditions. So hence why it's an early conditional offer into a particular program. I do understand that can be quite confusing to get your head around. We're more than happy for you to contact us to discuss your specific circumstances, and we can provide a little bit more information about which specific criteria you would need to meet for the degree that you're interested in being made an early conditional offer into. But you can also find that information on Degree Finder if you like. So lots of places you can find that information, but please don't hesitate to contact us if that's not clear or if you need any more clarification around that. Okay, so in terms of how to join a next step, so in order for students to become a member of STEM Academy's Year 12 stream, you must, as I mentioned, be undertaking Year 12 in SAIS or IB in South Australia in 2020. And you must be enrolled in or have already completed at least one of the eligible science or mathematics 20 credit SAIS Stage 2 subjects listed below, or the IB equivalent of this subject. So this is limited to these particular subjects, as these are the subjects that are tied to the entry requirements for specific degrees. So we know that if you're studying one or more of these subjects, that you're setting yourself up really, really well for studies in STEM at the University of Adelaide, and we can be confident then in taking you through our resources and making an early conditional offer to you based on your subjects. So in the science area, agricultural production, agriculture and agricultural systems will all be eligible. Biology, chemistry, earth and environmental sciences will be eligible, as well as nutrition, physics and scientific studies. So scientific studies is included in that if that's something that you are studying, as opposed to one of the named Year 12 science subjects like biology, chemistry and physics. On the maths side, it's mathematical methods or specialist maths. So it's important to note you don't need to have one science and one maths. If you have a science or a maths, at least one, then we're more than happy to welcome you into the program. And that's information that you'll kind of give us as part of your registration process. So if this applies to you, if you're interested in studying STEM, if you want to know more about STEM at the University of Adelaide and access some of the resources and opportunities that we've been into tonight, please make sure you jump on the STEM Academy website and register for that program so that you can receive updates from us about the program. So here I've just put a couple of details for you. So as I mentioned at the beginning, my name is Kalia Green and I am the program coordinator for STEM Academy. So if you have any questions about STEM Academy at all, or if you're talking to someone at your school or even your parents who are wanting to know more about STEM Academy or have some specific questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. My email address is there. You can also reach me through the schools@adelaide.edu.au email address as well. More broadly, if you'd just like some information about the University of Adelaide, or if you would like to talk to someone on our live chat feature, go to the University of Adelaide website and there's a stack of different resources there that will be really helpful for you. Also, if you are interested in degrees that we haven't discussed tonight, so we know that there are probably some people watching who are interested in some of the health degrees that we offer at the University of Adelaide, things like medicine or even areas in economics and psychology and things like that. We definitely encourage you to get in contact with the university, because we have a lot of different teams around the uni that can help you with your inquiry, even if it's not relating to STEM Academy. As I mentioned, these are pretty unprecedented times, and I'm sure many of you watching this would really be feeling that in some of the things that you've experienced in school and in seeing on the news and in work. So some of the things that we had lined up to let you guys know about for STEM Academy launch tonight, I'm sure you'll understand would have had to be moved or postponed. But rest assured, we are working as fast as we can behind the scenes to bring you guys lots more information about the things that you can access. So please watch this space. Please sign up to the stream so that you can receive email updates from us, and we'll be sending you some new information really, really soon about the types of things you can access in STEM Academy. So with that, that's the end of the presentation. Please don't hesitate to contact us at any time, as I've mentioned, and we're really looking forward to welcoming you as a member of STEM Academy in 2020.